Hi, I'm Carl Davis-Barrett, a Cloud Solution Architect at Microsoft. Last week we generated quite a stir with this box, so by popular demand I'm going to do an unboxing of Azure Percept. Azure Percept is our easy-to-use platform which helps you take AI from to service in minutes. Without any programming, over the next 10 minutes I'm going to show you how easy it is to do that.
Wow, this looks good. So first thing you've got is a welcome kit, and it looks like there's a wireless access key here, as well as an Allen key if we want to move things along the mounting rail. Everything's beautifully mounted securely. We've got a carrier board at the end. We've got the Azure Eye component in the middle, as well as the Azure Ear. And it looks like we've got a box full of wires and cables, probably to connect all of the devices together. First thing out of the box is going to be a power supply to drive the carrier board. And we've got a couple of antennae here. Those will be useful to connect up for Wi-Fi. Power supply cable. And a couple of USB leads to connect the Azure Eye and Ear up as well. Let's have a look at how we're going to connect this up. Got on the Azure Eye a USB Type-C, USB Type-B on the ear, and of course we've got the other USB connections on the carrier board. Power supply goes in there, so let's get connected. Antenna first, and the USB cables. Lastly, power supply. Going to let the device boot. Now, of course, we need to move on to hooking it up to Azure. So let's open up our browser and go to AI at the Edge. We've got a nice welcome Santa Cruz preview here. Lots of guides, videos, solutions, and how-tos. But of course, the first thing we want to get to is the unboxing. So if we have a look at the DevKit's unboxing and setup, we'll see that we need to set up the Wi-Fi on the carrier board, and we've got the necessary passwords on that paper I just showed you before. So the first thing we're going to need to do is access the carrier board's Wi-Fi access point, and we can do this by opening up our Wi-Fi settings, typing in the super secret password, and it shouldn't take too long for me to get a connection from my laptop to this little kit. Now I can go to a local address which is in the documentation, and this will take me through the welcome experience. First thing I want to do is tell it about my local Wi-Fi, and once it's discovered my Wi-Fi networks, I'll give it my password so that the Percept toolkit can actually connect. So the Wi-Fi is successfully connected. Got an IP address. We'll need that if we want to SSH into the device or manage it. Accept the user agreement and create a new SSH remote login. And that's it. We can now connect a new device to our Azure subscription. So we'll go through the typical device authentication using the CLI. Select the user account I want to use to connect to the Azure subscription. A little bit of a multi-factor authentication here because it's my corporate credentials. And once I've authenticated on the multi-factor device, we should be good to go. So we can close this, and we should be able to move to the next step. Now we need to assign a device to our Azure account. So we're going to have to do a few little specific settings here. Now, I don't have an Azure IoT hub created. I could use one if one already existed, but I'm going to create a brand new one, and I'm going to call it Azure Percept. I'm going to use the standard pricing tier, and it's going to be deployed into my subscription, into the resource group called Azure Labs RG. The registration is complete. Move on. So the last thing I need to do now is create an IoT Edge device in my Azure subscription, which will help me ingest any data that I need to send to the cloud. So at just over 6 minutes, we've finalized the setup. No more input needed, and we can have a look if the preview video output actually gives us any object recognition. So we can just click on it here. There's a little link to automatically open. You have to be on the same network for this to work, and we'll make the a little bit bigger and give it some objects. So is it a bird? Spot on. Is it a plane? Not a perfect recognition. Or is it just a cute puppy? Or maybe it's kittens? Or is it just a banana? There you have it. Perfect image recognition out of the box in less than 7 minutes. So big shout out and thank you to everybody in the program management team and TechSmith for helping make this video possible. And please check out aka.ms AI at Edge and look forward to more videos in the future. Thank you.